So let's go through what happened. This is out of the New York Times by Emily Cochran and Maria Kramer. Man surrenders to Capitol Police after bomb threat near Library of Congress. The police closed off several streets and sent alerts to congressional staff members, prompting evacuations. A man who claimed to have a bomb in a pickup outside the Library of Congress surrendered to the police on Thursday after hours of negotiations and evacuations of several government buildings in the area. The man surrendered peacefully, Chief J. Thomas Manger of the Capitol Police said at a news conference. As far as we can tell, it was just his decision to surrender, he said. Chief Manger identified the man as Floyd Ray Roseberry and said it appeared he had acted alone. Mr. Roseberry, 49, drove a black pickup onto the sidewalk of the Library of Congress at about 9:15 Thursday morning, and officers then responded to a disturbance call, Chief Manger said. When the police arrived, Mr. Roseberry said he had a bomb, and one of the officers observed what appeared to be a detonator in his hand, Chief Manger said. The police spent hours negotiating with Mr. Roseberry. At one point, the police used a robot to bring a telephone to Mr. Roseberry, but he declined to use it. The police said later Thursday that a bomb was not found in the truck, but possible bomb-making materials were collected from the truck. So I want to stop and point out that in his videos, Roseberry said that there were 4 or 5 other bombs around. So that was one of the concerns as well, is that not only was there a danger in his pickup truck, but that there were dangers other places around the city. So to paint a picture of this, it really is most helpful to see some video footage of him to kind of have him in your mind, kind of have his demeanor, his so-called vibe in your mind as we talk about this going forward. So Colin, if you can pull up the clip that we put up on Twitter of Floyd talking about medical needs and healthcare. There is a lot more footage, but again, I don't want us to get in trouble. So go ahead and listen.
You know, I went to the doctor yesterday. I was going to get some of those cell therapy shots they've been bragging about giving to the athletes all these years. Just so I'd be able to walk. When I go in, get ready, the doctor says, oh, no shots today. Insurance don't cover it anymore. Really? My wife goes to the doctor. She's got cancer. And they told her it wouldn't cover it no more because it was cosmetic. It was on her face. Cosmetic hell, they had to take half her fucking nose off. Still going today. Paying for it. Where's your insurance at? Biden? Obama? Where's your insurance at?
So I'm sure a lot of you out there can kind of sympathize with that clip. If that clip is all you saw or knew of today, you would probably say, yeah, I get it. I get what this guy's going through, because so many Americans are going through this, because we are the only so-called civilized, advanced nation that doesn't have health insurance for all of our people. So again, here is a man who's at the end of his rope. One of the sad things is, in addition to the fact that he is now a terrorist, is that he doesn't realize what would help him. So he rails against Biden, as you heard, and Obama. In other clips, he talks about Nancy Pelosi in the context of saying, and I will read you some quotes in the context of saying, I love you, Nancy, I love you, Joe, but you got to go. You're not helping us. That's a paraphrase. Like, you're not helping us. We are suffering. and you gotta go. And he says stuff like, I've been sent here by the American people. And you know, it's truly a man who's desperate. Now, it's also a man who obviously did an incredibly horrible, dangerous thing. A man who has white privilege, a man whose white privilege is being shown through the way the police are talking about him and the way the media is talking about him. But this is still this is a man who is desperate, whose wife has skin cancer, and who is having trouble walking because he can't afford healthcare. So what this shows us, and what I think is important to highlight, is that this is what the American people need, even if they don't realize it, like Floyd here. Floyd was sold a bill of goods by Trump. For the first time ever, Floyd voted, and he voted for Donald Trump, and he was reportedly very distressed by the outcome of this election because he was sold a false bill of goods by Donald Trump, who purported to be a populist, who purported to be someone who would help the American people, and of course did nothing of the sort. But does that make Biden any better in this particular situation? Is Floyd's life made better? Was Floyd's healthcare decline just because of Joe Biden? Of course not. But Floyd has also been radicalized online, and he's been lied to, and he's fallen into the trap of propaganda like so many do. And the whole point of politicians and media and corporations and pharma and the health insurance companies, they don't want people who are struggling like Floyd to realize that the answer is single payer healthcare. They don't want people like Floyd to realize that. They don't actually want to help the American people. They want people like Floyd to just keep on keeping on, keep on voting for the wrong people, keep on supporting the wrong policies when Medicare for all is truly what we need. Thankfully, people are waking up to that. So this is a morning consult poll that I wanted to pull up to show you that finally the American people are starting to see through the propaganda, including Republicans. So this is really the most recent that I found. I didn't have a ton of time to dig in because I was putting so much else together, but this was out as of March 24th, 2021. So 7 in 10, the headline here is 7 in 10 voters favor a public health insurance option. Now, they titled Medicare for All remains polarizing, but I think that is a mistitle. I think that's a purposefully done because the numbers are really good. Even for Medicare for all. So Democrats, of course, favor it at 79%, while Republicans support it at 28%. So that, I suppose, is where they're getting the term polarizing. But you can really, as you can do with all statistics, you can pull whatever you want and make whatever point you want generally. But the fact is, most support Medicare for all. And again, 7 out of 10 support at least a public option. So here we have Floyd Ray Roseberry, and he is in a desperate state, desperate for healthcare. And this is what he did: drove to the Capitol and threatened multiple bombs. So there's a lot to that, but I think it's so important. And I think that this is really getting lost in the media. No one's talking about this. In fact, the only place that I found any mention of this, and the place I saw it to begin with, was actually Raw Story. So kudos to Raw Story for pulling that quote.